think of that whole scene of influencer boxing, misfits, all of that?
It's not boxing, it's entertainment. Fair play to them, make their money. That's fantastic, but I don't regard it as boxing. I regard it as sort of wrestling style entertainment. And yeah, it is entertaining. Sometimes you watch it and you think, oh, that's a laugh, but it can never be taken seriously, ever. And that's the danger, though. Like young kids coming through now will look on my TikTok comments. They'll be like, "When you're fighting Jake Paul, you should fight Tommy Fury," and like they don't understand what we have to go through as professional boxers. I know Jake Paul trains really hard, KSI, and fair play to him for making loads and loads of money, and they're great businessmen. But I mean, come on, fighting a 60-year-old nearly Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, I've got no time for that.
How do you think that plays out? Because it is scheduled for November.
I think, well, considering that Mike Tyson had to be taken off a plane, didn't he, for having heart problems, I don't think they should be sanctioned at all, ever. It's wrong.
Who is your favourite boxer of all time?
I've got a few. Lennox Lewis being one of them.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Rocky Marciano.
Yeah.
Old classic guy. The modern guys, Joshua, Fury, love them two the most.
There's no Tyson in there? Mike Tyson?
Oh, Mike Tyson, unbelievable. Unbelievable. But in terms of my favourites, probably Lennox Lewis, someone like that, Vitaly Klitschko. But Mike Tyson, in his prime, watched him 18, 19, 20 years old, smashing people up who were like 10 years older than him, getting a world title at 20 years old. Unbelievable.
Johnny, a big name has just been dropped. Yeah, everyone's talking about Chisora and you.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's just like putting you straight into that
Another
mix
legend.
now. He's like, you know, War Chisora, they call him, don't he? He's like a real veteran. Couldn't believe he beat Joyce. Couldn't believe that.
Yeah, I thought Joyce would be able to deal with him, but Chisora just keeps coming back. He's had 2 wins on the... Is it 2 wins on the bounce now? Who did he fight before? He fought someone else recently, but he just keeps coming back, and if he's still winning, Joe Joyce is a great name to have on your resume. So I've got a lot of time for Derek Chisora. He's a legend, and people have been bounding our names around. Eddie Hearn being the main man who's been doing that, and I feel a bit disrespectful to thinking like I'm calling for that fight. So I'm not calling for it, but if Derek Chisora came and said, let's have a fight at the O2, let's set it out, I want to do it, I wouldn't say no. It would be an honour to share the ring with Derek Chisora, and I think I'd have a good chance in. I'm not saying I'd win it, but I'll give a good account of myself, you know?
Yeah. How much of a task is it for Chisora being a 40-year-old?
That's the problem. Maybe if it was 3-4 years ago, I'd feel slightly differently. But age waits for him, time waits for no man, and he's been in some grueling fights, and I think Del Boy's a great character, and I think he's an unbelievable guy, unbelievable for British boxing. He'll go down and be remembered by a lot of people, and time waits for no man.
How important is timing in terms of when you're facing your next opponent? You know, if you go straight for Chisora, where do you go from there? You might be able to, you know, face an opponent like that. You might be able to get through a wall like that and show a lot of, you know, toughness, but is it too fast too soon because you've had all these first-round knockouts? Not sure how much experience you're getting in the sort of actual ring. Fighting Chisora, imagine beating him. Where do you go from that?
That's the thing. It's not an immediate fight. It's whether it's just an idea that's been bandied about. I've obviously got Rudenko locked in for my next fight. That could give me some great experience. He could be he'd probably be my toughest fight to date. And then you assess from there. It's very important, as you say. You've got to look at one fight at a time. And all that's on my mind right now is beating Rudenko whenever that happens in the next month or two.
How does it feel like when you're training for a fight? You've got your trainer there, you've got a manager there, you've got a whole team around you. What happens when you're in that ring and you're alone all of a sudden?
That's it. That's the name of the game, isn't it? Like, it doesn't matter how... This is the thing with boxing. It's quite unique in a way. You don't have 10 other football players on the pitch. You don't have 14 other rugby players. If you cut corners, it's going to show. And if you're moaning about coaches, trainers, managers, it's up to you to put them all into line, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to be seen in the ring and be accountable for what's happened in the camp. So you've got to take an onus on that and be the boss. Unfortunately, without sounding arrogant or belittling the other people, you've got to be in control, because the only person it comes down on when it all goes wrong is you. That's the bottom line. and you're the one who takes the punches in the head. No one else does. Not your manager, not your trainer, not your promoters, not your strength and conditioning coaches. They're all part of your team, but the one who's going to be getting punched in the face is you.
Does it ever get to you mentally?
No. I love it. I absolutely love what I do. I get to go up and train every day. I love training. It keeps my head screwed on. If I couldn't train, I think I don't know what I'd do. It keeps me sane, for like it does for a lot of people. So yeah, I absolutely love the ability that I've got to go and train and do something I love every day.
Before you're ready to challenge for a major title, what milestone do you feel that you need to hit?
I don't think of it in that way, Sean. I don't think I have to hit anything. I think the map is in my destiny of where I'm meant to go. All I have to worry about is winning the next fight. There's no milestone I think of in my head that I think, well, I've got to do this amount of this or do that. It's all mapped out already. All I've got to do is dedicate myself 110%, and then the rest will follow.
I like going to the gym myself.
Yeah.
I go there every morning,
Yeah.
maybe 5-6 times a week.
Yeah.
It keeps me happy.
Yeah.
I like to think I train hard.
Yeah.
You know, one day, like, I have my 2 days where I do my 5K runs.
Yeah.
I do my bodybuilding on 2 other days, and then
Nice.
a couple of other days I do a Pilates, yoga. Get the
It's good to do that. All the flexibility.
Yeah, absolutely. All of them things.
Do you do any sauna?
Not anymore, because I go to a simple gym that doesn't have it, but I used to do it before. But
Sauna's really good.
yeah,
I like using that, especially after you do a run. If you get in a sauna straight after a run, it actually accelerates and accentuates your cardiovascular fitness, because your heart's still doing a lot of work.
Okay.
Keeping where your temperature's going up. So there's a lot of science in the sauna, obviously releasing toxins and stuff. I really like using the sauna.
So what I'm getting to here, Johnny, is I want to put myself through some training now.
Yeah.
I want to go through some training, like on my own with my headphones and stuff like that. But I want to pretend I'm training for a training camp. What does a camp look like? Tell us from the inside. What does your days look like as leading up to the Rudenko fight, for example?
You can't go out, can't drink. You've got to stay in your house as much as you can. You've got to cut back on things like this as much as you can when you get to 4 or 5 weeks out. If you're out too late, my dad will be ringing me saying, no, you're too late. My mum won't let me do this. You need people like that reminding you. All it is you go up, you wake up, have a nice breakfast, go training, come back and sleep, go training again, then get in a sauna afterwards, walk your dog in between all that, have a bit of food at home or in your local restaurant where you can chill, go to sleep, do it all again the next day. No going out on Friday nights, Saturday nights. You might be able to go around your mum and dad's for a little bit, but you've got to be at home resting as much as you can. The rest is just as important. It is military style. Yeah. That's what it is.
How important is the food side?
It's the most important part. The food is your fuel for your sessions. I've just got a nutritionist on board, Lee Rickard, really good guy, and he takes a lot of stress off of me. And he educated me a lot on food, because you think you know what you're doing, but you don't. And it's all about hydrating yourself properly, eating at the right times, eating leaner foods. And I've really noticed a change in my body shape the last 6 months, because I've really tightened up all my nutrition. Yeah. That's the little 5% that you need to get to the next level. So food is fuel. It's not food, it's fuel for your training, and that's what you've got to remember.
Do you feel stronger with the new nutrition going in?
I feel stronger, I feel leaner, but I'm still the same weight. My body fat's come down. That's just the byproducts of it. But that's a nice feeling, and you feel fit and strong. I feel powerful, and I wake up in a good frame of mind, and I know that I'm doing everything correctly, and that's good for your mental side as well, because you know you're ticking boxes mentally. That's just as important. When you eat bad food, you feel bad. You are what you eat at the end of the day.
Well, talking about food, I know you do like a certain Chinese.
Yes, I do. That's what's had to change the most. I used to love the Chinese on a Saturday night. I don't even have that anymore. When I had the Chinese yesterday, we had a Chinese sit down. I have boiled rice, and the blue orchid made me like a beef Cantonese style dish, which is just like really fresh beef with vegetables in it, ginger, soy sauce. It is absolutely beautiful. I don't have any of the sweet and sour chicken balls, lemon chicken, sweetened kumpo prawns. I can't have any of that. I just have the grilled, the boiled rice with a nice bit of beef Cantonese style, and it's nutritious. The Blue Orchid's a great place. They cook everything fresh, and I can enjoy that guilt-free.
How important is it to eat well even when you're not in camp as well?
That's what I've had to change. I've had to make sure that I eat well all year round. Not just like listen, after a fight, I had the five guys have something else bad on a Sunday, and then this fight, I just thought, right, that's enough now. I want to get back to eating healthy, because I used to spend 5-6 weeks eating rubbish, and I'd not get really fat, but you notice a little bit difference in your body composition, and you feel sluggish, and it's just like a big claw back. You've got to train for 4 weeks to get back to any sort of fighting fitness. And